It was very surreal. Like anytime you're going to the hospital just to have a baby. And we get there, and basically we just got admitted. They asked us a bunch of questions. It's very calm because I'm obviously not having like intense contractions. I was having contractions since honestly for like over 3 weeks before we had him, which usually with a scheduled C-section, I think you always have them at like 39 weeks. I was 39 weeks in like 2 days. So I was having contractions, but they weren't like active labor contractions, weren't painful. And they weren't like progressing into labor anytime soon, probably. We go answer all the questions, and then we're back in our labor and delivery suite, which I didn't think they would put me in a labor and delivery room since I wasn't laboring.
We were barely back there, though.
Yeah, I go back. They have me wipe my belly, sanitize it, which I think is just extra because I'm sure they sanitize it in that operating room a million times. Rub my belly, like sanitize it. It was kind of like emotional too, saying goodbye to the belly, like the last time.
Yeah.
And
Are you getting emotional?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm a hormonal mess.
It's okay.
But if anyone else is like, you understand, like after you have a baby, even if you don't necessarily love being pregnant, like I don't love being pregnant, there's something about it where you're just like, I cannot believe like you were inside me and now you're out, and it just like makes me sad in a way, even though I like love him being out here and like getting to hold him and snuggle him.
Yeah.
It's the most confusing thing because I wouldn't say that I like being pregnant, but then this happened with Griffin. Like the last time I was pregnant, I was just like afterwards, I was like, I want him back in my belly. I don't understand why my hormones do that to us. I guess that's why we keep having babies, right?
Yeah.
Because you just like...
The hormones are crazy.
They are so crazy. So anyway, sanitize the belly, change into the gown and the little socks, the gripper socks, and give us our hair nets, and then we wait back there for a little bit because I think they like make sure you're stable. Like, because they had a reading, they could see my, like, contractions. They could see that the baby was stable. They were doing fetal heart monitoring. And then, I mean, I was probably back there I was with you for 45 minutes.
Yeah, probably 45 minutes.
And then 15 minutes before you get back, Matt's getting in his scrubs. And the vibes were so calm. Like, I feel like it wasn't...
Well, you weren't in labor. Like, before, with the first birth, you were in labor. It was very painful for you, and I was worried about you being in the most pain you've ever experienced in your whole entire life. And so this was just really chill. It was oddly chill.
It was really, really comfortable. Matt scrubbed up. You looked really cute in your scrubs. I pictured them being blue, but they were green. So it was a different...
What's up with that?
I don't know. You had a blue hairnet.
You know what it is? They wanted us to look different than the actual staff. Because if I wore blue scrubs, then I would look like I worked at the hospital. That has to be what it is. Right?
That's probably it.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so then, you know what's weird?
What?
Why did they wheel me back for surgery? Because I wasn't numb or I hadn't had anything at that point.
Great question. Well, you did have an IV in your arm.
I know, but I could walk with that.
Weird. Yeah, I don't know.
But basically, they had me get in the bed and they wheeled me to the OR.
Yeah, you had your IV.
I was still feeling so calm. Like, there was never any time where I was, like, super nervous.
Yeah, it was weird
that you couldn't... I was so excited.
Obviously, you couldn't eat or drink anything leading up to the surgery, but it was weird that they did tell you the one exception was having a little bit of apple juice and some, was it Tylenol that you took?
Tylenol and apple juice.
Because it apparently helps with the pain after the C-section.
Nothing tasted better than that apple juice after I was so thirsty through the night.
After fasting?
Yes. And so I had like 16 ounces of apple juice and Tylenol. And then they wheel us back, and then you had to leave for like... So if you do have a scheduled C-section, just be prepared to not have your... It could be scared. Like if you're not expecting to have your support person leave you, that could be something that you might just want to prepare for. Because also, I'm pretty sure, sometimes they don't even let your partner in until you're already open. Which is, I don't know how to say that in a way
you weren't
that's
open yet. When I came back into the room, they hadn't even started on you.
Yeah. So basically, Matt left me for maybe 10 minutes. Like, it wasn't long. And at that time, they gave me a shot to numb, like, I think it was just lidocaine.
Yeah.
The site of the spinal blocker, which is what they gave me for, like, to numb me during the procedure. And the anesthesiologist was so nice, so calm. Yeah. He was very very
Yeah, he was a
kind.
super nice guy.
Yeah. And then he
Weren't you just like laying there like naked though? Like on a table, just like
well,
chilling?
I'm gonna get to it.
Oh,
Do you even
okay.
know what happened when you were gone?
Not really.
So they had me like sit up and like I leaned forward and they numbed the site, which that was probably the most uncomfortable part of the whole surgery
Yeah.
was numbing it before the spinal blocker.
Okay.
Which I did feel the spinal blocker go in, but it's more of just like a pressure and not a pain.
Yeah.
And it all happened so fast. So it's like it really wasn't that painful when you consider like it lasted 60 seconds max.
Mm-hmm.
They numbed me and then there's a bunch of people in the room at this time, and
How
I
many?
am
5,
new.
10?
Probably somewhere in between that, like 8
Okay.
people.
Wow.
And so then they numb you, and then they slowly lay you back. I'm saying you, but they slowly laid me back, and the odd thing is like I could tell when they were like removing my gown and stuff, but I couldn't.
Wait, you knew, but you couldn't feel it?
It's so hard to explain.
Could
I
you
knew I
feel-
was naked.
Could you feel like air hitting your face as your clothes came off?
It
Like, how did
wasn't-
you know?
No, I think that I could still feel touch. It was more of like I don't really know how to explain it.
Oh, you know what it is? So it's like when your face is numb at the dentist. Like you can still feel like yourself touching your face, but it's still numb.
Okay,
so
yeah.
maybe it's other places in your body that are feeling the vibrations from that area.
Yeah.
But because it's not like your face was numb, but down here you were numb.
So then they laid me back, and I am still incredibly calm. They asked me like what songs I wanted to play, and they were playing music. I told them I wanted to listen to Johnny Swim, but I think there was a miscommunication. They started playing John Mayer, which is totally fine because that's the vibes I wanted, was just chill,
Yeah.
like relaxing, sweet, and it really made a big difference. It kind of set the atmosphere is like so calm, and they basically like come in and they're like, well, then they put the catheter in. So I knew my legs were like splayed open and I could feel the catheter going in.
Did you feel uncomfortable at all that like everybody was just like moving so quickly around you and you didn't really know what was going on?
I mean, a little bit, I guess, but it wasn't like anything. It wasn't that big. I felt like everyone else was so in control that I was like, I don't even need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like it was a well-oiled machine in there.
They knew what they were doing.
They knew exactly what they were doing, and I feel really comfortable with my doctor. This is the second baby she's delivered of ours, and like I just felt I was in good hands. And so then they brought you in. I don't think they really did anything else, and I was kind of like laying there by myself for a while. Oh, they do like lay your arms out, and then they put because I could still kind of move my arms, I think. And then they put the curtain just above my neck, so then I couldn't see anything. I was still like, the curtain wasn't up when they did the catheter or anything, so like I could still see stuff. The curtain goes up, and then I'm pretty sure you came in. Was the curtain up when you came in?
It was.
But you could see everything.
Yeah, I could. I mean, they had some sort of like film, some sort of like plasticky looking thing on your body. It's almost like they had like, you know how with paint by numbers they have different sections like labeled so that you know like where to go. It's almost like they had like
Oh.
labeled your abdomen or like labeled you. So it's like, this is where we're going to
Really?
do the incision. Yeah, because I think they had like markings with a
didn't
marker
know
on you and
that.
stuff. I'm pretty sure. So I
I
get
thought
in
they
there
just marked on me.
and it looked like they had some sort of device or tube or something like literally like right into your abdomen. Like you were opened up.
No, because I haven't gotten even to the part where they opened me up. Because I did want to tell people I could feel them opening me up.
Oh yeah, tell me about
Did
that.
they use scissors?
I don't know. I wasn't watching.
I'm almost positive it was scissors.
I was a little nervous, so I was just trying to focus.
Oh,
but I
you
was,
were nervous?
Yeah, but I was just focused on you, and I was trying to like keep you calm and play with your hair and just like
Wait, why is that
talk
going
to
to make
you.
me cry? Because I actually wasn't really nervous.
Oh, you weren't
but
nervous?
You were nervous for me.
Yeah, I was nervous for you.
Wait, describe how you were feeling. Like when you went back by yourself, like what'd you do?
I was nervous for you. Like I didn't want you to be scared. I didn't want you. I don't know why I always have this irrational fear, but I had this like weird fear that what if Abby could feel everything? Like that really, really scared me. And I knew that was like irrational, but it was still a fear. So I was like, I really hope that they got some sort of system in place in case the numbing didn't work. I don't know. Like I was really worried about you being comfortable and not being in pain.
You know the weird
ripping
thing
out
was?
all that.
Wasn't thinking about that.
You're kidding. Because I was.
Really? Well,
I
you were
was,
watching
yeah.
it. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I guess I can kind of separate my mind from like my circumstances sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that happened. I dissociated. I don't know if that's the right word. I think I just misused that. But basically, like, I felt really calm. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how to, maybe they gave me, like, medicine to make me feel calm or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so they started the procedure. And I will say, not to freak anyone out, I did feel them. It's like they say, you, like, feel things, but it's not painful. And it's such a weird. I was honestly kind of looking forward to this in a way, to just know
You're kidding.
just to know what the
You were
feeling
looking
is like.
forward to it?
Just to know. Like, I was like, well, I wouldn't opt to do this, obviously, but like,
Yeah.
just to know if you're like, okay, this is gonna happen. I'm kind of curious, like, what this is gonna feel like. And it is such a weird thing because you're like there in my insides and pulling things out and moving things around and cutting things and snipping and pushing and. Wait, did you see my organs outside my body?
You know what? I really didn't notice.
Okay.
It looked like they had like taken your belly and like flapped it down, almost like they did like see like my lips. It's almost like they did like pulled your lips down. You know, you see my dude tattoo on my bottom lip.
Yeah,
it's almost like they did that with your belly.
Do you guys want to know the craziest thing?
What?
In the light, there's obviously so many lights in the operating room. That's the other thing. It was so bright in there, which makes sense. Obviously, they need to see what they're doing. In the light of the reflection, I could see what was happening. And obviously it wasn't extremely clear and it was very tiny, but it did look like Grey's Anatomy, but it was actually my body. And it's one of those things where I was like, I probably shouldn't look at this, but it wasn't freaking me out. And so I couldn't honestly look away at times. Basically, 15 minutes after I was open, max 15 minutes.
It felt like I walked in and they pulled out the baby right there.
He was out. It was so fast. They told me, they were like, you're going to feel a little pressure. And then they like kind of pushed on my belly and then it wasn't anything crazy. And then all of a sudden, screaming like a banshee, here is August Jacob.
It felt like we cheated birth.
It was crazy.
After going through such a scary, traumatic, it was almost like it was bloody too. Like there was blood everywhere with the first birth. I was not expecting that. So with this one, it felt like we cheated because we just like walked into the hospital, walked into this room, boom, you're open and here's our kid. It was just like so quick. I was like, there's no way this is happening right now.
It was really a beautiful experience. Like, happened so fast. It was so calm. He was just screaming and we knew he was good.
Yeah.
And
he was big.
He came out. Did he seem big?
Yes. I mean, they're holding him up and he's just like, he's covered in all the goop. And I mean, he looks so cute now, but every time with births though, like when babies come out right away, bro, they look like little aliens.
They kind of are.
They don't look, they look extraterrestrial. They're not.
Well, they're kind of purple and covered in gunk. But they didn't show me him. I thought they were going to like put him over the curtain and show me him.
Wait, yeah. Why didn't they do that?
I don't know, but it's okay. I heard his cry and that was really sweet.
Wait, I just realized that. Now I'm sad for you. You never saw your baby.
I thought they were going to lower the curtain and I got to see him.
I thought they would like come around and show you your baby. They didn't come around and show your baby right away.
No, they took him, but you went with him.
Wait,
then.
yeah. Now I'm bummed for you because I got to see all that, but you didn't get to see the baby. Because like in videos I've seen of birth, that's what they do is they take the baby around. Were you sad that you didn't get to see him?
I don't know how to tell you this. I don't remember how I felt in this moment.
It all happened so fast.
It felt like it was happening to somebody else.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, when you're like, were you scared? I'm like, I don't know. Were you happy? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I felt.